Hi, good afternoon, friends and viewers. This is just the most horrible experience of my life. I um, I wasn't happy with the live stream after it loaded on my channel. I thought that the audio quality was very bad and the sound, the mouth wasn't in sync, and the visual quality was very bad. It's very pixelated, and so then I thought, or I was told that my speed of my line was too slow. Now, what happened in South Africa in the olden days, we have Eskom, which is our electricity supplier, and then we had Telkom, which was our communication supplier. And I had the monopoly until the cell phone companies came in, which was MTN and Vodacom, and later on it was Cell C. And I think there's another one now, which I'm not sure. Telkom also has got some cell products that they actually offer. But I had a landline and I had a cell phone, and my email address, which I had now for almost as long as I've been staying in this house, was telecom related because obviously it was connected through your landline. So earlier on this year, Telkom informed me that um, they are going to do away with copper, and it is suggested that I go over. I think she laid an egg. And it was suggested that I must go over, change over to fiber as soon as possible because fiber has uh, put in their lines everywhere. It's just this line. Anyway, then it's very dark. Let's just lift it up a bit. Then just walk. Just sort of get the reflection out of my glasses. That's one thing if you wear spectacles, there's always that reflection in your glasses. Look there, the light is going. I think I must just lift it a little bit more. And lift it off the range of my eyes. And so then what happened was they started to put fiber in everywhere in the area, and decided I was going to go over onto fiber. But they didn't tell you that they must trench. If they want to if you want fiber, they must trench the line because it's underground. So when they arrived here, I already had the modem and everything. They wanted to start trenching, and trenching in my property is not going to work because I have a laid out garden, an established garden. I have paving everywhere. I have little garden paths with slabs and pebbles and stuff everywhere. And I just did not see my way open to now have them trench and then lifting the paving up if they want to put the fiber into this room. And I said, no, just can it. I just cancel it. I can't do fiber. And but I had to go and do something because now I'm losing my landline. I'm going to tell you now why Telkom is doing away with copper. So I went to Telkom, and then they sold me this. I now forgotten the name. which is a wireless connection, internet connection. But the speed of the line which I went for was only 10. 10 whatever. No, MBS. I'm not sure. And so I changed it, but the fastest they could give me is 20. So hopefully the transmission will be a little bit better today than last week because I've doubled the speed of my line. But that is the maximum that they can give me with this type of internet connection that I have opted to go for. Unfortunately, if this is now not going to give me like a smooth, clear live stream with good sound, because the sound is also bothering me. The sound is not good. Then I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. So then I decided. Okay, let me just tell you why Telkom is doing away with copper. And this has got absolutely nothing to do with racism. I think if you watched my channel, that you will know that I don't have a racist bone in my body. I see humanity, or the human race, in two groups. I see the group which is good and kind-hearted, and I see the group which is not so good and kind-hearted. I don't like the group which is not so good and kind. And in that group of people, for the people that has got no respect for the fact that stuff belongs to other people, and that you respect the fact that stuff is to other people, and no matter what your circumstances and your situation is, that you cannot just go and help yourself do the stuff that belongs to other people. So that the people, or some of the people out of that group of people, steal the copper of that's in the telephone lines, and then they go and sell it at the scrap yards for scrap metal. So that obviously then becomes a huge problem for the company, the service provider, and that is why they now went for fiber, which is all, but it doesn't really help to put it under the ground. That is definitely not a deterrent, but I don't know what is in fiber. I don't know what the actual line look like in fiber. But that is why Telkom actually did away with their copper lines, and while I am now in the situation that I am, would mean that I might not do live streaming if I can't work this out. So my mind could not handle the quality of last week's live stream. It was just bad, but I'm going to keep it on my channel because it's my first live stream as a keepsake for this journey that I have embarked on. I can tell you that on a scale of 1 to 10 of frustration, that my frustration levels must be around about 20. I then decided that maybe after I've discussed it, that maybe I must do my live streaming through a streaming app, and my choice was Streamlabs. I can't work out how it will the life of me. I actually got so far that Scott's face appeared on my screen yesterday, but I can't get the screen nice. My first trial today, the screen was sitting, it wasn't filling up the whole video canvas on YouTube. It was just sitting like to the left hand side. That wouldn't do me. I finally got the background stuff away. But if I do full the screen, which was my second try with live stream, with Streamlabs today, then it flattens me out. It flattens me out, and it becomes like a little bit of a robot kind of thing, where your movements aren't smooth. And the other conclusion that I then came to yesterday was that clever people cannot really help or teach people which are less clever than I are. Because that makes Scott got very frustrated with me. I know that he's got a very busy month and he's very busy at the moment, and that he really must have frustrated kind of thing. But I had the same experience with my middle sister, which is a qualified chartered accountant. When I did my business management diploma, and I decided that I was going to convert it into a degree, so I had to do a fourth year. It was a 3-year diploma, and I could add 4 subjects in a fourth year, and then I would make the diploma into a degree. And I would have had a business management degree. Of which I did subjects of the fourth year. And then I had, and I don't know why I didn't do the third one. The third one was research methodology, which I think was a lot of just library work that you do and research. But the one that actually caused me not to be able to convert my diploma into a degree was the strategic management 4, which I had to do. And I had to be in a business environment, because you had to assess the competition of the company that you were in, or the field that the company was in. You had to assess the competition, and then you had to come up with strategies of how you can get the edge over that company as far as marketing is concerned, and market share, a portion of the market and whatever. And I couldn't do that, obviously, because I was sick and I was a housewife. And then I decided, well, then I'm not going to do research methodology. I made a lot of stupid decisions in my life, and that was one of them. The other stupid decision of that little journey in my life was that after I have completed my education in business management, that I didn't immediately apply and go into a job using that information and that education, because it's very much like music. If you don't practice it, I am now so rusted. I don't know. I have forgotten everything as far as accounting is concerned. So I wouldn't be able to go and do a job now. And stupid me, I thought that I'm going to have to do this 4th level accounting stuff. And there are entry-level jobs in accounting companies where you do the more simple stuff of people's books. But I didn't think that far. I just thought, it was a forced direction that I like music. It was a forced direction that I thought that I was going to go into. Don't ask me why I decided to do that. It was also a stupid decision. And I did not really feel I was good enough, and enough to work with other people's finances and their taxes and the stuff. I felt inadequate, and I thought I would stuff up badly somewhere along the line if I had to actually go into that direction. And apart from the fact that I was sick and that I wouldn't have lost it, but at that point in time in my life, I was trying basically everything. Um, in any case, so with accounts 1, 2, 3, 4, I needed the help and assistance of my sister. I just need to blow my nose quickly. Sorry about that. I needed the help and the assistance of my middle sister, which is very talented and figures. It comes naturally to her, and and I had to go to her to explain certain stuff to me. I couldn't understand just by reading the textbook, and then I did all the exercises in the textbooks, but then you need somebody to actually mark it to make sure that um, what you have done is correct. It doesn't help you do the exercises in the back of each chapter, and nobody is actually there to check it to see whether you actually did it correctly and you know what you're doing or where you made a mistake. Which she was very kind enough to do that for me. So she actually played a big part in helping me to actually achieve or finish that education part of my life. But I do know because she's so clever and it's so natural to her. I do know. I must have frustrated the heck out of her. And like my father, that tried to explain maths to me as a child and lost it completely because I did not understand the stuff. Renelle never lost it with me, but I do think that I challenged her patience to the extreme, and I think that I challenged Scott's patience last night to the extreme. I think he just had to get away because I was starting to frustrate him so much, but I was really emotionally even physically so exhausted last night because I can't help myself. I can't help myself around computer software. We're not even computer hardware. I just can't help myself. And so I want to do live streaming and I can't help myself. I cannot the screen, what you see, I can't get that right. And it does seem like it's going to give you a better quality, a clearer image, and the sound wasn't good. The sound was very, very bad. So I actually need somebody that is savvy enough that can sit next to me and either set everything up for me that I can just press the button and go, or help me. But as you all know, I don't have that somebody. I've only got me. And so I am a bit frustrated, and I am well, I don't have to do live streaming, but I want to do live streaming. Then I also saw there's a new thing It's not a new thing, but it boggles my mind, which is the people go on live streaming and then they call it a silent live stream. Now, silent live streaming would have been easy to do. um, yes, and I don't think it's in my character to do a silent live stream. I feel if you do a live stream and the people come to your channel that they want to hear what you have to say and they want to interact with you and and have share their ideas and their thoughts as well. And uh, and I can't just sit and look at the camera like this and then hum to myself, And then if somebody comes on and you need to say like the video, please, like the video, please, like the video. I can't do that. It's just my personality, and I'm telling you, it works because you stay on live for 3 hours or 4 hours. The average view duration is about 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Say 3 minutes and 11 seconds, and she racks up 11 hours of watch time, 15 hours of watch time in 3 hour day. I mean, that is a lot of watch time. So it works. That strategy works. Because it's very hard to keep on babbling and having stuff to say for 3 hours on end if you are not doing something constructive, And yeah. So I said I can take that route, but I don't think that is very much in my personality to do that. Okay, so that was now a little bit on the technological issues I'm facing, and which I find very, very, very frustrating. Then I don't switch my computer on very regularly. If I do live streaming on a day, I will switch my computer on once a week. And so when I came on yesterday, and I spent a good part of yesterday downloading this Streamlabs and trying to figure out what's going on. And that's why I'm so early today, because I thought I was maybe quickly going to come and figure a few more things out, which I actually did. I must say, I did figure out a few more things. I don't know how. I wouldn't be able to redo it if I must. But I did figure a few things out. But I'm stuck now. I can't get myself further than that. That's why I just decided if I want to live stream today, I'm going to have to go back onto the webcam, which is what I'm doing now. I don't know the quality and the sound quality is going to be like with the faster line that I have. It might still be pathetic because I think Scott said at 20 is still not enough. But it should be double in quality, better in quality. Because last Sunday, my line speed was 10 whatever. Because, it's like bandwidth and all that stuff coming in. I got no idea about it. But in any case, seeing that I had my computer on yesterday, and I was trying to invite Scott with the link that I must now, because it's from my desktop, I must now email it to him. If it was from my phone, then I will message it to him. Now, why I don't do it on my phone is also stupid. I'll tell you. Why don't I do it from my phone? Because I watch another channel, which is she is a Meghan Markle and Harry, and let's say she is an anti Meghan Markle Prince Harry channel, and she also started the long way, like most of us do. If you don't win the YouTube algorithm lottery, we all basically travel on the same road in the same boat. And I started to watch her. I think I watched a very, very, very video that she did. And I'm not good thoughts were going through my head, in all honesty. Not knowing how difficult it actually is to start a YouTube channel. So, you must never be too critical of something or somebody unless you have tried the same thing or you know what it's all about. Because, in all honesty, if I had to go and look at her very first video that she did now, I would actually congratulate her to have the confidence to actually. She did it from a phone, and yeah. But she has come a long way. The people have now found her, and she's got a good amount of subscribers. And if she goes live, she gets a decent amount of views when she goes live. And let me just clear my nose. I do have allergies. And then I don't know, her laptop gave problems or whatever. The people actually bought her a new laptop in the end, and a live stream from her phone. And then she apologized for the quality of the live stream from her phone. And I don't know whether that has now stuck in my mind, and that I now have like a mental thing. If you live stream from your phone, then it's not a good thing. Because Scott keep on saying, he does it from his phone. And for some other reason, I don't want to do it from my phone. I don't want to do the video, and the video is on my desktop. But I do not want to do my live streams from my phone. I know that Uncle Ray also does his live streams from his phone. I don't know, maybe I must try. Maybe I'm making this far too difficult for myself. In any case, so I've lost my train of thought. Nope, brain fog. I know. Oh yeah. So I went obviously then on my computer yesterday, and because I had to send the link to Scott via email, I checked my emails, and I got the email from our area's municipal representative, which is called a ward councillor. And I must say he's very pro, he's very environmentally conscious, and he encourages planting trees, and he's got like tree planting drives that he does. And he actually came to my assistance last year when they wanted to cut this area across the road from me where the guinea fowls were breeding, and he actually stopped from mowing that open field with the understanding the guinea fowl breeding season. My first guinea fowl video I did where the first brood died, where the hen showed the first brood, was on the 23rd of October. And the incubation period is anything between 20 and 26 days, which means that putting it on the 2nd of October is too late. So the understanding was that they would have, the breeding season is listed or indicated on the internet as from my back is indicated from, they will run from between October and March. The last broods sometimes still appear round about Easter weekend, Passover, which is the end of March, beginning of April. And the understanding was, or the arrangement was, that they will and cut in April. And nothing happened. And nothing happened. And I actually should have started to nag them earlier when nothing happened, but I didn't. And then emails started to fly around. I actually went to see the counselor. I didn't get to speak to him face to face. I spoke to his secretary because Loyal, and if you watch my guinea fowl videos, you will know, when Loyal, the wild guinea fowl male, comes over the wall to start walking with Spikkels, my little guinea fowl hen that I have. Hello, Tatu. Welcome. Uruguay. I'm glad to see you here and I hope you are well. Yes, we have got terrible weather here. Stormy winds. It is just terrible. Everything is blowing to pieces. Thank you for supporting my channel and coming to watch. I appreciate you very much here in my heart. I know that you don't understand much, so you don't stay long, but thank you. I recognize the fact that you've come on. So the fact is, once the wild guinea fowl male, which I named Loyal, he started to come over 2 years ago. This is his 3rd year that he's walking with Spikkels. Now, Spikkels is a guinea fowl hen which I saved that came from my mom's house, my mom's area. The guinea fowl gets like a bone disease that affects the hips and their legs, and then they cannot walk. And then they basically starve to death because they can't graze and forage for food. And this little one was getting weaker and weaker. And unfortunately, the problem with birds, injured birds, are that if they can still fly, you can't really catch them to help them. And by the time that you actually can get hold of them and catch them, they are already so weak to the point where they can't fly. So my mom got hold of her. I named her Spikkels. And she was brought here. Now, if you go onto my channel under the playlist, I think it's the tame guinea fowls, then you will see the of Spikkels. I think there's episode 1, episode 2, and episode 3 of Spikkels. She literally was almost dead. She could not walk. I had to hold her and support her to just stand on her legs and to get her enough. And But at that point in time, I still had 2 tame guinea fowl left. It was a white one, and it was a mixed one between the speckled feathers and the white, which they call Pied Piper. I can't remember what they call the white one. The white one also has got a name. So the white one was Gonzales, and the speckled one, the crossover between the 2 colors was, I called him Piper because of obviously Pied Piper is what they call that color mix. And so Spikkels chose Piper. She fell in love with Piper, and then Gonzales was pushed out. And Gonzales could not handle this because I now have 2 rooster guineas and 1 guinea hen. And Gonzales actually took it very, very bad. He became depressed. But then they would fight and they would run around. If you also look at the guinea fowl videos, especially this year, you will see how they chase one another around. And Gonzales and Piper were chasing and fighting and chasing and fighting. And because Gonzales was white, yesterday his neck took a beating. He was bruised and purple and blue and red, and I really felt sorry for him. And unfortunately, Prada never did anything. But when that fighting situation started, and I did not keep my eyes on Prada because she never did anything to any of my animals before. And I think it was when they were fighting, Prada thought that she was breaking the fight up, and she killed Piper. I was so cross with her. So now, Spikkels, the one that Spikkels chose, Prada killed. And the one that Spikkels had no in, Gonzales, was left now there for Spikkels. Spikkels wanted nothing to do with Gonzales. Nothing. Spikkels actually, then the bone disease came back, and she started to lie around a lot again. She couldn't move. And Gonzales couldn't understand it, and he started to pick her on her toes because he wanted to get up and to walk with him, and she couldn't. So I had to put plaster and bandages around Spikkels' little toes to protect it because he was actually picking the skin open. And so the one morning, now I do know that guinea fowl, as well as chickens, poultry, can suffer from sudden death syndrome, where there is absolutely nothing wrong with your bird. Nothing. You look at it that day, it is perfect, it's going about their normal business, healthy, and the next minute you look, your bird is dead. And I opened the coop for them to come out, and everything was fine. And later on, I went to look for Gonzales because I forever do a head count of my animals. And Gonzales was sitting on top of the installation that I've got for them that they can roost higher, with back turned away from the door, facing the back. And he was just sitting like that. I think Gonzales just decided he's done with life. This is it. He's giving up. And I took him in, and I tried to give him a lot of love. I had him here on my chest. I think there's a video of that. I'm not sure. And he passed away. Before Sunday lunch that day, Gonzales died. And there was nothing wrong with Gonzales. Now I was left with only Spikkels, the guinea fowl hen. And my heart was broken. So I thought I will go to the person where I bought the the guinea fowl comes from. And and then he didn't have any guinea fowls anymore. Nothing. No, I didn't know what I must do. And then it stopped what to do. And in any case, so I then didn't know what to do. I couldn't find the guinea fowl. I was Googling if there was somebody that I could find on the internet that I can actually courier a guinea fowl in. And then I think it was 2 days after that. That was just absolutely amazing. 2 days after that whole situation happened, and where I couldn't get a guinea fowl mate for Spikkels, the wild guinea fowl male, which I named Loyal, came from the wild flock over the wall, and he started to walk with Spikkels. It was the most amazing thing out. That whole breeding season, he walked with Spikkels. And he stayed in the yard with her. I would actually do video again of what he does, because I actually chase him. He walks with her when I chase her from the front to the back to Cooper. As if he's a tame guinea fowl, I will herd him with Spikkels to the back. And then I will Cooper, and then he will sleep in front of the coop. He will actually spend his time until it's so dark. I actually did make another video, which I must actually post, where you can't really see anything, but you can hear, where I went and I made a video of how the guineas were actually talking to one another in the different trees where they roost. And Loyal and a few friends roost there in the back where my swimming pool is. He roosts there in the back where Spikkels is cooped. And he would lie there in front of the coop until it's so dark. And then he will go into one of the trees and he will go and sleep in one of the trees. And then the next morning he will carry on with me. If I do not open that door quick enough to his liking so that Spikkels can come and start to walk with him. But in any case, so 3 breeding seasons ago, Loyal walked with Spikkels. And it was only Loyal and Spikkels. And when the breeding season was over, Loyal went back over the wall, joined the big flock, and Spikkels did not see him. And Spikkels call, and Spikkels call, and Spikkels call. That's very, very heartbreaking. Very heartbreaking to witness. And she's calling and she's calling. And he will not come and walk with Spikkels if the breeding season is over. He is with a big flock. She doesn't exist for him. So last year, same thing happened. Breeding season arrived, Loyal over. So last year I thought I'm going to let Spikkels go with the flock, which I did. I let her go with Loyal. She walked with the flock, but I couldn't get it over my heart to leave her in the evenings because she's not a strong flyer. So McDavid and myself would then herd her out of the big flock. I don't know, McDavid actually became quite good at it. He could spot her because she walks with a limp, but very slight. So he could spot her. I couldn't always spot her out of the flock. But we did that for about a month, where she would walk with the flock during the day. We would get her out and then herd her back to the property and coop her at night. And the next day she could go out and walk with the big flock again. And the one day I was going to visit my mother, and I saw Spikkels running around on the sidewalk on the pavement all by herself. By that time, the big flock divided into 2 flocks, and when she wanted to go and join the wrong flock, they're ugly. The guinea fowl bully. If they don't want that specific bird, not part of their little group there, they bully. And now because she's got like a defect then the birds are actually, they normally push the ones that's not 100% healthy out of the flock. And she got bullied. So the first time I saw that, I actually took her to her flock, which was then by the stream. And the second time when I saw her running around in the street by herself, I thought, no, this is not going to work for me to get killed like that, because she's then easy prey for the hawks. So I heard her back in, and that was the last time. I then decided that if Loyal wants her, he will have to come over and he will have to spend his time with my property, the confinement of my property, which he did. And then he brought 2 or 3 other hens over last year to come and spend time with him and us here in the yard. And then one of these hens then laid some eggs, hatched them, which was obviously then Loyal's hatch. And when they were big enough and they could fly over the wall, the wild hen actually brought those little babies over the wall to come and walk with Loyal and Spikkels. And then she would leave them sometimes here in the yard with Loyal and Spikkels and go over the wall and go and do a thing and then come back for them. It's actually amazing to see. I don't know why the internet is not really picking up on this story, because it is really an amazing love story that's actually playing off right here in front of my eyes, in my life, actually. And so this year, things are a little bit chaotic, because the guinea fowl never came over like this during the mating period before the breeding season actually started. They came over when the little babies are there, and it used to be very peaceful. It's very chaotic as far as the guinea fowl are concerned, because they're chasing around and they're fighting and they're knocking on the windows to such an extent that I'm scared that they're going to break the glass. So the little flock hasn't come together quite yet, but I did read on the internet that what they do is they go into smaller little groups, and then the guinea fowl male will then sort of mingle with those 3 or 4 hens, and then he will decide then out of those hens which one he actually wants to sort of keep aside for himself. So he will pick then a hen for himself, will then go with during that breeding season. But Loyal is here with Spikkels. But now back to the emails. That's now the story of Spikkels and Loyal. And one of the big reasons why I'm actually feeding the guinea fowl is so that they are close and always here for Spikkels to mingle and have the company and hear her own kind in close proximity, that she's not alone and isolated. Because to see these animals go alone is sad. It really is sad, because they do mourn the loss and the death of a partner. They do. That is a fact, and it's very, very sad to see. So now I approached the ward councillor, because the minute that Loyal comes over the wall, I know that breeding season has now officially started, and Loyal has come over the wall. So it's not going to be very long before the little baby guinea fowl are going to hatch. So the hens must now already be starting to lay the eggs and to start sitting on the eggs in this field across the road from me that you can see on all the guinea fowl birds. And they were going to come and cut them because when Royal came over, I phoned the ward councillor and I said to him, why haven't they cut here again? We are going to run into a problem because they haven't cut yet and the breeding season is upon us. And he has promised that he will do everything in his power to try and sort the situation out. So they were, the scheduled date for them to come and cut the area was the 2nd of October. And I said to Gustav, that is too late. Can't they just move it up to a little bit earlier in September? What's the date today? The 17th. And September was moving on, and I thought yesterday, why aren't they cutting? It's now cutting it very, very fine, and there's going to be a problem happening in the field across the road. And I phoned Gustav again, and he said he will really go and sort it out. So he actually physically went down to the municipal offices to see the person which in charge of the tenders that go out for whoever is going to get the job to cut the piece of land across the road from where I stay. And the guy was on holiday. So yesterday, when I checked my emails, when I tried to send the link to Scott to invite him on the test run for Streamlabs, there was an email from Gustav Rotenbach, where the guys that are going to come and cut said that this is now scheduled to be cut in the middle of November. In the middle of November, it is right in the middle of the guinea fowl breeding season. It's going to be an absolute disaster. Those little guinea fowl chickies can't run that fast to get themselves out of the way of a tractor. They just can't. I don't know what's going to happen. I was actually very distraught last night that I actually sent the ward councillor a what, because if I read the emails that the people write and the heartless, cold emails that the people, it upsets me tremendously, and I feel like this time I don't think that it's going to be able to be stopped. I think they are going to mow, and there's going to be a guinea fowl incubated eggs and guinea fowl peat carnage across the road, and I'm not sure actually what can be done about that. Because my point is now, what was the point of saving them last year, for the ward councillor to come and stop the people from cutting it, and this year we are just sacrificing them? I cannot understand the logic, and that's where the discord of people as far as animals come in their minds become very, very apparent to me. This one guy just said, there's plenty of other places for the cow to go and breed. This area must be cut. I agree. There are plenty of places for the guinea fowls to go and breed. But you do not go cut or clear an area in the middle of a breeding season. It's an area where the animals have decided that year that they are going to breed, and now you decide you are now going to clear that area right in the middle of breeding season. That makes absolutely no sense to me. We have egrets. That's those little white birds. We call them tick birds as well. I don't know if you have the same thing, but in South Africa, they hang around the cattle. and they pick all the ticks and the stuff off the cattle. And they used to breed close to the airport, and there's a high and a primary in Kabarga, Port Elizabeth. And they come every year back to the same breeding spots, and they breed there. And granted, it's not one nest. It's like a whole colony, almost like penguins will do, where the penguins go and they breed on the same beach area and as a huge colony. Now the egrets do the same. They basically invaded the trees there by the school and by the airport. Now I can understand by the airport that it might have been a flight risk. I understand, I agree 100%. But if you know that it was a problem last year and you don't want the problem to occur next year again, and your solution to the problem is that you're going to cut down the trees, because that's the solution that you basically have for the problem, is you must cut down the trees so that the trees are there for them to go back and build their nests and breed. You know that. So when will you then cut the tree? My logic will say breeding season has ended. I'm going to get the people in. As soon as breeding season has ended, the little ones are all out of the nests. The nest has been abandoned. They've all moved on. Okay, come lop the trees down. No. Do you know what they did? They waited till right in the middle of the breeding season. And then they decided at the airport at Victoria Park, so much so that some of the animal activists and animal anti-cruelty people actually got involved to save the baby egrets, because they were hatchlings. They just chopped the trees down with all those hatchlings in the nest. It was a carnage. It was actually all over the newspapers. At the airport, they went and they put nets over the nests, over the hatchlings that was in the nest, so that the parent birds couldn't get to the little ones to feed them. That was their solution at the airport to solve the problem of the egrets that came to breed. I don't have words for how people's minds work, and what would have been that's not even the right word. What skin would it have been off their backs if they then just waited till that specific breeding season then also came to an end, and then go and cut the trees so that they do not come back? How can you do that? How hard must your heart be to do that? Now, there's one guy here that apparently has got an absolute hatred for the guinea fowl. Absolute hatred. So, last year, he was driving in his car, and his indicator was on to go to the shops. And he saw me walking with my bucket with the maize in to go and feed the guinea fowl. And he decided that he was going to turn this way, and now he's going to confront me out of his car window, which he did. He started to climb down my throat of why I feed the guinea fowl and how a bigger problem I create for the guinea fowl in the area, and I must stop feeding. I had a debate with him, but when I started to debate him into a corner, he said to me, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't listen, I can't talk any further, I've got an appointment to go to." And he drove up this road here on the side, which you often will see me walk down by. Yesterday, I was out talking to somebody, and this guy came driving very slowly down Pompidou Road. He doesn't stay in this area, in the nearby vicinity. He obviously must drive in his car. He must drive in his car. He must get into his car and drive past my house to come and have a look where I feed the guinea fowl, how I feed them, how much do I give them, how many guinea fowl are there. To get upset about the guinea fowl, yeah, he must get into his car and come here to have a look at how many guinea fowl there are and what's happening regarding the guinea fowl feeding story. Because he in the email wrote and said that the guinea fowl. Why is everybody fighting? I'm doing a live. I'm on a live stream.
Oh, sorry. What?
Hi? No,
I don't have to go.
I couldn't get it to work. I couldn't get the screen right. I'm on webcam. I couldn't get the screen right. The screen ended up. I actually took the overlay away. I could get the overlay away. Let me tell you what happened. I could get the overlay away. I did 2 trials. I deleted the videos. The sound is very bad. I don't know how the sound is on the webcam, but the sound was horrific. You couldn't listen to me. I got the overlay away, but the screen was a little box to the one side. It didn't fill the whole canvas, which you will. Yeah, but I don't like that. And if I do fill the whole canvas, then it's squashed very, very. I get squashed if I fill the canvas. My shape changes, and then also it becomes like that. The movements aren't smooth. I just. Huh?
Try doing it on your cell phone. Did you get that app I sent you?
Yeah, I did. I said to them that you said I must do it on my phone. I don't want to do it on my phone. I will still try a little bit this time before I do it on my phone. I'm in the middle of a live. You are talking to me while I'm alive. I'm live streaming as well.
So what I can do is, if I can pay for the app from here.
I don't even know if I want those overlays. But the overlays doesn't solve the problem. The overlays doesn't. Huh?
You should be able to configure them. Make your own custom overlay.
I don't want to overlay. I don't want an overlay. I want a screen. Let me just go and open Fort Bella. Just hold on. Hey. When I went and I googled how some of the screens, and then they took a picture of what it looks like. It looked like a YouTube screen, and she invited 2 people, and it was one little screen on the left hand side and one little screen on the right hand side, and she was in the bottom, and it looked beautiful. And her bedroom was the background. It was none of this nonsense of. I mean, what is it going to look like if I now have here a spaceship in the background? I don't want that. I want it to look like now, where I'm live streaming now. And this is what I want to look like, but I wanted to fill the canvas of. I wanted to fill.
Why don't you just use YouTube Studio? They have a built-in encoder.
I tried. I'm now on webcam. I don't think that YouTube Studio, I think YouTube Studio wants you, I am now in YouTube Studio. I'm now in YouTube Studio live with webcam. I don't know what it's going to come up, how it's going to come now with a faster line. I don't know. It should be, the quality should be, the quality should be, now there's somebody at the door. The quality should be 100% better. Hi. Hi, Uncle Ray. Good morning to you too. Okay, I'm busy. You're going to talk. Okay. Good morning, Uncle Ray. How are you? I was just talking to my help to try and sort this live story out, which is giving me such a headache. So nice to see you. Have you exercised already today? Did I meet you at the field today? I did put the comments on every 20 seconds. I can give everybody quality attention. Otherwise, it goes so fast. I will tell you now about that. In any case, so yeah, this guy actually wrote an email to the ward councillor how I must please stop feeding the guinea fowl. I must please stop feeding the guinea fowl. Yeah, I'm actually doing fine. I have already been on for an hour and 6 minutes talking to myself, enjoying my own company. I was very early today because I actually came on to try and sort out the streaming software. I downloaded the stream software because apparently the quality of the image and the sound quality will be better if you go through the streaming software program. But I don't know. That gives my age away. I couldn't get it right. I am still struggling with it. I got a few things. I got a few things right. I went on twice. I deleted those videos as a test. The sound was horrific. If I do fall, this squashes me up. Then I become very squashed, which I didn't like. And if it was normal, then it was like a little black screen here on the left-hand side. I don't know. I am just not. I'm not savvy enough to sort it out by myself. I'm going to need somebody to actually come and sit and help me how to do that. It's terrible. It is very terrible. In any case, I am the guinea fowl because I have a very nice garden and I'm trying to keep them out of my garden. I don't want them to come and scratch for food here. Their stomachs must be full. Then they are happy not to just walk and lie and not to destroy your garden because they have destroyed the pavement where I feed them. If you look at the guinea fowl videos, you will see that the pavement has been destroyed. I feed them to save my garden, number one, and number two, for while I have Spikkels around, that Spikkels is not alone. That Will come over with a few friends, and that he, with his few friends, will keep her. Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. I'm trying. I must now just go to this. I've got this, and I know we call it perfectionistic tendencies. And I wasn't happy with last week's live stream. The quality, your live streams are nice, Uncle Ray, but you stream from your phone. Scott now just say, why don't you stream from your phone? I have a hard head. I don't want to stream from my phone. I want to stream from my desktop. But in any case, so I lost my train of thought. I'm fighting with okay, perfectionistic. That's where I was. So I wasn't happy with it, and the fact that the sound and the lips wasn't synchronized in the replay of last week's live. I find that very upsetting. But you know what? There isn't the perfectionism and perfectionistic doesn't really exist. I have my own definition for it. That is when other people has made you feel that your best was never good enough. And now you always think that you must try more than your best because your efforts were never to their standards, no matter whether you could get to the level of expectation what they held for you. And unfortunately, with how my childhood and my life went, I am one of these people that always feel that nothing's good enough. Nothing is up to standard that I can just leave it. But I did say that I'm going to leave my first lives, no matter what the quality of it is, on my channel because it's my first lives. It was a huge, like you said, a stepping stone out of the box for me. So I don't mind what these lives look like, or whether nobody watches them or everybody watches them. I'm going to keep them on my channel for me. It's for me if I am still here in a few years' time to go back and to look at my lives and to think maybe by that time I've worked it out and I've got it down and then to say, gee, Sunette, good for you, well done, and look how far you've come. That's the attitude I have. Oh, just look at that. Yeah, you know what, Uncle Ray, I said to my cousin as well, Shamel. You will see Shamel a lot in Shamel Vessels a lot in the comment section. And then she'll say to me, Sunette, you have inspired me to sort out my garden as well. I'm going to start from one end of the garden. I'm going to sort out my pots. And I said to her, you know what, Shamel, I can't fathom that other people can that I inspire other people to just, this is huge for me, and I am going to get the streaming app right. I am. I don't know how difficult. I did 2 little lives out, which was a mess, which I deleted because the sound from Streamlabs and the YouTube actually, Uncle Ray gives you a lot of streaming apps that you could choose from. I chose OBS, which is the same. OBS, and I don't quite know how Streamlabs and OBS is the same. It's supposed to be the most used app. I don't find it simple at all. I find it extremely, extremely complex. Scott said to me, it's more complex if you do it from your desk than if you do it from your phone. It's easier on your phone. But then I look at the channels that I look at on YouTube that do their streaming. Then I look at the channels that do streaming and how they set their screen up. And I said to Scott, I said to him, you know what? If all those other people can do it, then surely I must be able to do that as well. I can't be that so much more stupid than they are or less intelligent than they are that I cannot get this right. Maybe it's the streaming app that I use or whatever, but they do it so well, and I will struggle until I get it that it also looks as well and as professional as these do. I don't know what they do. I must work it out for myself, but I've got lots of time. So as long as I have the time, I will go and work it out. I must say, I have underestimated the the complexity of this. I thought, just like I thought it was easy to have a YouTube channel. I honestly thought you come on you start a YouTube channel, you come on here, you slap videos on, and there you go, and you huge success. Well, let me tell you, the the journey, the struggle is real. It doesn't work like that. But I think I estimate the complexity of streaming. I thought you just press a few buttons and away, there you go. And apparently it's not like that. It is quite difficult to do streaming, and I am now finding it out firsthand. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I want to come on here. I want to know. I want to do this, that, and then I want to have a perfect stream, and it's not going to work like that because I don't know my way around a computer. That's the one. You know what, Uncle Ray? When computers came out, I was one of the first people that actually got my way around, felt my way around, and could help myself on computers. And somewhere in between then and now, I let it slide. No, I'm where I don't know nothing. Oh, I don't know so much about honesty. I said to Chanel, my cousin Chanel, she was watching the Rita's trail video, and I'm going to say it again now on my live stream. Some people are free to go and contribute towards whatever trinkets are being put down to make this trail what it is. But it's once again, I think, the way that my mind works. You know, my mind works in straight lines and blocks, and that certain things go with certain things and other things are out of place. It's not to be like this. It's very rigid, very military-like. And I know that that is a specific style of gardening. I am aware of that. I have appreciation for the style when I'm in the style, but it's not a style that I would do for my garden. My idea of a garden is a little bit different than that. And I was walking on a trail and I said it, and I actually kept it in. I have decided with my YouTube channel that I'm not going to edit. I must just blow my nose again. Just give me a bit. I have decided when I started my YouTube channel that I wasn't going to edit everything out to make me look or seem to other people like this perfect thing. Not that I look at myself as perfect. I've got issues with everything as far as me myself go. But if I say things which might be a little bit mean, because I think we all have a mean side. I can be just as mean as the next person if I want to. If you push buttons too far, I'm going to keep it in, unless it's really nasty. You know, I will edit it out. But in any case, and when I listened, when I edited the video and I listened to it, I thought to myself, shouldn't you not edit this out? And I thought, no, I'm going to leave it in. And the comment that I made was that some people come and put rubbish down on the trail. And I made the comment, and Jamel picked it up, and she left the comment. She said, yeah, and then you say the people come and leave rubbish on the trail. In the meantime, it was a shrine. It was some came and they put the husband's ashes down there in a little wooden container. And I said to Jamel, you must pay less attention when you look at my video. Leave it in. I thought, Sunit, how could you say that? but I still think that people do go and put stuff down. Which if I had that specific item, I would have taken it to the rubbish tip. I wouldn't have taken it to the disposal, to be quite honest with you. I'm not going to take my crop there. If my crocs, I do wish I could understand Spanish. Hi, Tatu. You're still here. I'm off the guinea fowl. I haven't finished the guinea fowl story, but when I saw Uncle Ray, I lost my train of thought. I still hold what I say. I still think that some of the items that the people go and put down there are items that I would have taken to the rubbish tip, and I wouldn't have taken it to a nature garden trail, which has got a lot of very quaint little um, yeah, thank you, Uncle Ray. I do think that's one of the things that I can't say I pride myself, because pride is a terrible word to use. But I do think that I just am who I am, and I will always not just be me. The unedited me. You will get the unedited version of me. I get my mouth off, and these lives are actually very dangerous as far as that concerned, because I might run my mouth off here and then I can't edit it out, and it's out there for everybody to see here. But anyway, I also do silly things like everybody else, and I get angry and I get cross and I get upset and I have my rants, and I say things sometimes which shouldn't have been said. And then I must say that I know I have said it on other videos as well. I do have my father's warped sense of humor. It's questionable whether he had a sense of humor at all. Maybe people won't call it a sense of humor, but I do, and I can sometimes say something which I think is funny, and then other people won't interpret it as funny. For instance, I actually sent a short to Scott. Gypsy Rose, one of my subscribers, I love it to bits. She often comments on the videos as well. She made a short. I can't remember what the short was. Something about pimping a cat or whatever. I'm not sure. You must go to Sweet Gypsy Rose, and then you go and look at her shorts. But it's that specific. Pimp, pimp, pimp something. Her cat. I don't know what song she used. Nails or hang on. I can play this because Scott sent me the thing on WhatsApp. And her video starts with this song. I'm going to play it, and then you tell me where is that now? Oh, no, I can't really play it because I might get a copyright strike. Let me just get the video and tell you what the video is. It is how far was that now? And you can go and listen to this song. I will tell you what song it was. And I said to her, that reminds me of in the olden days. I didn't say that to her. I actually said that to somebody else. In the olden days, when some was it that some cut challenge. It's Isabella, Asabelle, Capitule. I know. You can distract me all you want. You must go and listen to that song. Um, in any case, it starts with squeaking. I can't now uh, make it squeaky, but it squeaks. It sounds, it's squeaky. So I said to Scott, you know what it reminds me of? In the olden days, if you look at a movie, I'm not talking in the olden days, a TV series or a movie, and the children sitting in the kitchen and the big are busy with you know what in the other room, then you will hear that that squeak sound of the um, the mattress, the beds you used to get had was metal springs in it. It was a metal base frame. If you know what I talk about, I'm giving my age away here. It didn't have like a solid base in the mattress. It was those metal springs, and they used to make a sound. And I joked with her, and I said to her, that the song that you used for that short reminds me a lot of other stuff. And she didn't get it. She didn't know it. But it does. And then it reminded me of, in the same line, as that I must finish this short. This live. I'm already on here for an hour and a half. Um, I was in my 20s. It was actually for my 21st birthday party. Um, I was going to ask this guy to go with me. He was a DJ. He did the music at parties and stuff. He was very, very attractive. Duncan Banks was his name. And he was going to go with me to my 21st birthday party. And then they had some, our South African people, we call it braai. You people will call it barbecue. We like to braai on meat on an open fire. That's a big part of our social activities in South Africa. And we also these days like to do it at the beach. And as he came back from one of these social events, it was a head-on collision, and he you could see that he was sort of um, trying to guard himself, and he sustained a very big brain injury, and he became eligible. He never actually got to go with me to my 21st birthday party. It always amazes me that when you sustain a brain injury, that immediately the hands go like this and the feet go in and the toes. Um, it's strange that the brain does that to the hands and the feet when there's a brain injury. I used to go and visit him for a very, 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 very long time, every day in hospital. And in those days, there weren't facilities where you could actually transfer long-term high patients like that to. The facilities didn't want them. We now have the Aurora Hospital, but those days it was either the nuns, which was Nazareth House, and he ended up being transferred to Grahamstown, which is more than 100 kilometers from Port Elizabeth. Um, it was called Spikkels Hospital. Um, I'm not sure what kind of a hospital it was, but they did take him for a while. He was there for a while, and then he was transferred backwards and forwards all over the place. And my father then, I wanted to go and visit him. Obviously then couldn't go every day, but he was there for some time, and I wanted to go and visit him. He, I don't know if he really had any awareness. We thought that maybe he had, because he could blink yes, once for yes and twice for no. So we thought that he could hear and there was some understanding, but he was sort of locked in, what do they call locked in syndrome. And I wanted to go and visit him, and my dad and my mom actually also went for a drive, drove me through Leinster to go and visit. Wait for it, there is a connection. To go and visit Duncan in the Sea Hospital. And I will never forget it. I'm now talking about when I was, it's a long time ago. I was in, like, it was after I was 22 years old. And it was in a ward. Obviously, he was in a vegetated state, so it wouldn't have bothered him that much. But for that time that I was visiting Duncan, in that ward, because he was in a ward where it wasn't a private ward, there were other people in the ward with him, and there was a guy that had Parkinson's disease, obviously Parkinson's disease in a progressive state. And, hi Simone, how are you? No, you're not late, I'm early. I've been on already for an hour and a half. I thought I was going to come on early to try out certain things, and then it ended up being alive. I just carried on. And in any case, and there weren't the medicines and the stuff, the advanced medicines that they have now. For instance, Michael J. Fox, I think. And Uncle Ray says you haven't. I was visiting in the state hospitals. The beds were that metal bed frames with the metal springs, and to have a person with Parkinson's disease, a progressive Parkinson's disease, lying on one of those beds in a ward where not everybody was in a vegetated state in that ward, but you literally heard the whole time non-stop. Literally non-stop. I don't know if a person could oil it in those days that it would not speak like that. But in any case, if you go to Sweet Gypsy Rose and the short on something of the cats, and you go and listen to that, when I heard that song that she put to the short and that intro to that short, that went came to mind. I couldn't help it. That came to mind. I did leave two comments there. That was one. I still said to her, to me it sounds like anti-tanky Squeaky because it does. Like I said in the olden day movies, or if it was a TV show or whatever, and if you can picture the scene of the children sitting in this dark kitchen, and then the parents are in the back, or it's like doing it in the back seat of the Cadillac. Yeah, if I had more viewers to this live, I would really have sent a lot of traffic to go and look at that short. Go and look at it up the road and you come back. I will stay until you back, but then I must actually end off because I have been chatting non-stop now for an hour and 35 minutes already. I must just talk about Simon's second channel people. Simon, those painted rocks are, to me, breathtakingly beautiful. I would have bought so many things from you if you were just closer. Those cats, I can just see them as a paperweight or lying in a windowsill in a sunny spot. I would have been too sorry to put them in the garden. You painted that so well. Okay, but you must come back then on a video and then tell me what you think of that short. Yeah, no, oh, they are beautiful. You must really do some more of those. I think that they are so. You have done it. That's one of the best. I should actually have had the one that I have here in my garden. They started something in our area where people. I don't know if it's something that they do all over the place or if it's just here, where people will paint little rocks like that. It's different sizes, and then they will leave it at places for other people to find. And then if you find a painted rock like that, then you can take it. And the one that I have in my garden, well, somebody left it for my mom in her garden in the old age home, and she gave that little clippy to me. But it was during Valentine's Day that time, so it's just a little red heart or whatever. But there's some beautiful ones. I still think one of my I was still cooking my vegan food at that point in time, and one of my clients picked up a I couldn't believe that she actually stumbled upon this artwork on this clip. Was like a flower thing or whatever, a lacy flower thing that they painted on. Oh, I'm not an envious and jealous person, but I was envious of that rock that she picked up. And those little clipper that you did, oh yeah, absolutely beautiful. And the pictures in that book that you can actually do on some of those clipper. I just don't know. Where would you find the clipper? You must you go and pick it up somewhere, or because it must be like a smooth, like a river stone rock, I would assume. I mean, you can't do it on just any clip. But in any case, well, people, I've got, what's the time? I'm just tired now. I'm tired of sitting here. My brain has been fried up in any case, trying to work this live stream stuff out. Yes, to become a professional artist. Now where's this short? Uncle Ray, beautiful. Uh, that's not a short. She's got two channels. Where is Simon? Just answer Uncle Ray here quickly. She started a second channel. Okay, I'm going to carry on a little bit longer because something else just popped into my mind. Simon started another channel. I think I mentioned it last week with a Japanese word. I can't remember. I'm subscribed, so I don't have to remember because the notification, if she does something new, then she will come up. I'm not good with names. I'm sorry. It means little things, I think she said. And this is no. Was this on your second channel? I'm now confused. No, I think it. I don't know. I think it. No, I think it was on the second channel. I think this was on the second channel. And feel embarrassed to the promotion. No, why? I'm not. Nobody's promoting you. We're having a discussion as friends. It's like you are sitting in my lounge. You came for tea, and we are having a discussion. And he asked a question, and I can't answer. And I say, Simon, just what's your channel's name again? No, Sukoshi. You must. She does some great work. But in any case, back to the channels. Why I'm going to carry on a little bit longer. I do think, as far as YouTube and YouTube's algorithm is concerned, and that's my own hard-headedness, that I am cutting off my own throat. Yeah, you must. I am a big presence on her channel as well. I love the stuff that she does. And she had this. Okay, there I'm going now to go on another tangent again. She had an experience. I must just tell you about this, and I'm going to forget what I wanted to talk about, but I must just mention it. She had an experience where I must just blow my nose. Thanks. She had an experience where somebody verbally attacked her because she was filming a spider. And this person came out and carried on with her that she's videoing his house. And it reminded me a lot, Simone. I don't know if you follow the Meghan Markle and Prince Harry debacle, but when they were just, they were still in the UK, supposedly very happily married, and she was going to hit the ground running with the work that she was going to do as part of the royal family. And she went to Wimbledon and she let them clear the seats out around her and her friends. They had a whole block of seats just for them at Wimbledon. And this guy stood up to take a selfie of himself and Serena Williams, which was the tennis player at the time. And Meghan's asked her bodyguards, and there was a huge confrontation and an attack on this guy because she thought that he was taking photos of her. And that wasn't what he was doing. He was taking a selfie to the back of him and Serena Williams playing on the court. There was a huge altercation about that. Now, your story reminded me about that. And then there's another channel that I watch, which is an American channel. Now I forgot. Something about law. It's not law and order. It's something about corrupt cops. Now I don't know what the channel's name is, but it's about corrupt cops in America when they get caught out and then they eventually then goes to jail. And this woman was, I don't know if she was a tourist. Now we know that our judicial buildings, libraries are normally still representative of the old architecture that you don't get anymore. So those buildings are normally prized buildings which they will cherish and look after and maintain as historical buildings. And she was outside the courthouse and she was filming the courthouse and she was obviously filming the building. Nothing to do with the she was filming the architectural beauty of the building. And this one cop came storming out and he started to harass her that she wasn't allowed to do. Thank you, Ankura. And he was starting to harass her for taking this video. And she asked, but what am I doing wrong? I'm just taking a video of the building. And it ended up that he was actually arresting her. And she asked, what are you arresting me for? And he said, because you are acting in a suspicious way. Well, you never know when you are dealing with somebody that has got knowledge. And this woman had a little bit of knowledge as far as the law go and what are allowed and not allowed. And from the moment that that cop came out and started to harass her, to the point where they actually tried to arrest her, they have violated. There was a female as well. They have violated the one rule after the other rule after the other rule. In the end, both those two cops actually went to jail. They were found guilty of misconduct, and this woman slapped them with a civil lawsuit bar none. She walked away with a thick, nicely packed pocket. So what happened to you reminded me of both those two stories. And then, of course, me. But my story was different because when I went to do my first video, I actually watched a British channel, uh, Hannah Ricketts, and she only goes into all the expensive shops in London, Harrods, and the labels, and when there's high tea in the hotels and stuff. And she will do a little bit of a walkabout in the streets and what else. Yeah, I really like to watch a channel. It just transports me to places where I will never get the chance or the opportunity to go. And I mean the shops in London, in comparison to the shops where I stay, even if I go to Cape Town or Johannesburg, I mean, there is just, if you want to know the real meaning of no comparison, then that is no comparison. There is no comparison. And the way that they do the shops up for the special days like Valentine's Day and Easter and Christmas, and she takes you on these walkabouts and she will show you the prices. I would never have been able to build a channel on that. I think we've got 3 big walls in Port Elizabeth. Full stop. That's it. I mean, I would not have. But I thought that now and again, I would have gone and took you along when I go shopping. I could vlog it. I had no idea. After that day, I went and I did some reading up. So I realized that here where I stay, the shopping malls are private property. And if they have the rule that you're not allowed to film in the shopping center, then you are not allowed to take a video in the shopping center. But I had no idea. That was my first big vlog. I was so excited about that vlog. And then to be stopped by the security guard and to say, hi, you must please stop, you're not allowed to film in the shopping center. I thought he was going to confiscate my phone. I was so flabbergasted. I ran out of that shopping center, that block in the shopping so quickly. I came home, I did my reading up. So I know I can't film in a shopping mall. You must go and ask permission, or in a shop. But I just don't do it. It's not what there is to sell shops is in any case not anything mind blowing like the shops on her channel. It's just absolutely amazing. I must stop rambling on. I've been on for now almost 2 hours. I'm going to say thank you, Uncle Ray, and to Simone. It was lovely seeing you, and also Tatu. And I am going to struggle through this, and I am going to give you in the tips. I just want to give some. Simone, are you still here? I want to give you the tips that I have worked out, because I know at some point in time you also got annoyed with the end screen. If you put an end screen on your video. Oh, thank you, Uncle Ray. Yeah, Simone, a person must be so careful now. On the end screen, you will see now that I put a blank screen at the end of all my videos. And then I still got annoyed, because even if I place my end screens in that blank screen, it will still sometimes go over some of my video content which I don't want it to go over. Now, my last little guinea fowl video where the guinea fowls actually flew, which you don't often see, in a flock, the end screens went and go and park themselves right on that short little bit where the guinea fowls flew away. And then I realized, I didn't realize, I read it. Your end screen must run for 5 seconds, a minimum of 5 seconds. So now I do the blank screen. I add the blank screen, and I add it for 5 seconds and um, 5 seconds and 5 milliseconds. Would it be that? I don't know what the time is after a second, but 5.5. So that I know that I've got a few seconds to play with. So it runs for exactly 5, and I put my end screens in there. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm sharing it with you, because it's very annoying. I now go and play, but it must run. You must now remember, make sure that your blank screen runs for 5 seconds, because it must run for a minimum of 5 seconds. Otherwise, you still have them placing it on top of some of your content of the video that you don't want to do. And I normally wrote, thank you for watching my videos. Hope to see you in the next one there. It's a pleasure, Uncle Ray. We are here to help one another. I think we are all in the same boat. You're actually a little bit ahead of me and Simon. Thought you was way ahead of us. We are still in that process of trying to work things out now. I've come to realize that as far as YouTube is concerned, you can't work anything out. The only thing that I do know, okay, let me just finish the end screens. My voice is going because I've been talking now almost for 2 hours. I'm not going to write anything on. Oh, and the other thing is, you can actually move them around. You don't have to have them in the position where YouTube shows you where you can place them. You can move that subscribe little round thing, and when you want the videos, you can move them around. So what I do is now I will say thank you for watching my videos, and I can't write too much. Otherwise, those end screens go over that writing, which also irritates me. So I will now write thank you for watching my videos. I hope to see, or please like and subscribe. Then I can't say please hope to see you in the next video. And then I will put I put 2 screens, because I do think end screens help. If somebody maybe has enjoyed it, there is something for them to click on. They don't have to go and look for content. Okay. I'm going to say goodbye. Maybe it's because I have been on for too long. I must go and see to my animals in any case. That is all about the end screen, and it works. Because my brain can't handle it that the end screens go over anything that I have placed. Bye-bye, everybody. I will see you next Sunday. In the end, I will schedule it, but until I know what's going on, I'm not scheduling anything. It is just random. Love you all. And thanks for being there for me. Thank you for supporting me. And it's nice knowing you. Go well. Goodbye.